One book that I found, it's almost been like a Bible in my Syncopus pursuit in terms of implementing African-centered education. Malik, he says it very clearly, what are the objectives of African-centered education: to change the self-image of African people. This includes eliminating any sense of inferiority based on race, class, or gender. African-centered education seeks to develop a view of ourselves as whole, capable human beings. Another objective is to restore a way of thinking, speaking, and acting which upholds the sacredness of nature and the harmony, balance, and order of its parts. The ancient Kemetic people call this understanding ma'at, and you know, ma'at is a very important part of the whole African-centered education process. To develop a cadre of thinkers, workers, scholars, and organizers capable of changing the social, economic, and political status of African people. One of the things that Kwame Kenyatta has also done in this guide to implementing African-centered education, he talks about African-centered value system, and he compares it to the Eurocentric value system, where the African-centered value system has communalism, the Eurocentric value system has domination. Then where the African-centered value system has balance, they have balance, justice, truth, order, reciprocity, and creativity. Well, in the Eurocentric value system, there's individualism, materialism, falsehood, domination, destruction, and chaos. And one of the other sections that I found it very, very interesting was Dr. Hilliard talks about the difference between the Eurocentric style of teaching and the African child style of learning. He said, the Eurocentric style of teaching tends to focus on rules, wherein the African child's style of learning is on freedom. And I'm not going to do it with all of them, but I want to share this story with you. My granddaughter was in a school, it was a Christian school in Atlanta, and her mother got a report saying that she had jeered the other children. It was a predominantly white school, and she, of course, was like me. And so I happened to be there at the time, so the mother asked me would I go down to the meeting with them. So I said yes. So when the teacher explained, and then the little girl explained what had happened, she said she had gotten something right that she thought she may not have gotten right, and when she did that, she did, something like that. So the teacher interpreted this as jeering the other children. So when I was in the meeting, I said to her, maybe you haven't seen Serena and Venus when they win a championship. But I said one time, Venus was up in the stands at Wimbledon after she won the championship. I said, black people are an emotional people. They're a spiritual people. And so they have a freedom about themselves. I said, if I were there and I was Jay Shanae's teacher, I said, Jay Shanae, give me 5. And you know, when Jay Shanae left that school, came to Bermuda, and she tried to go back there, they told her mother that she couldn't come back if she upheld the same views that her mother had. Because I also questioned them about the curriculum and the culture and identity and all of that stuff, and they didn't like that. Okay, Dr. Hilliard also talks about European style of teaching is for standardization, and as African children's style of learning is variation. Eurocentric teaching, conformity. African child style of learning, creativity. Eurocentric teaching, memory of specific facts. The African child style of learning, memory of essence. What's important? Eurocentric style of teaching, regularity. The African child style of learning, novelty. Eurocentric style of teaching, rigid order. The African child style of learning, flexibility. Eurocentric teaching, normality. The African child style of learning, uniqueness. Eurocentric teaching, differences equals defects. The African child style of learning, sameness equals oppression. Eurocentric style of teaching, precision. The African child style of learning, approximate. Eurocentric style of teaching, control. African child style of learning, experience. Eurocentric style of teaching, mechanical. The African child style of learning, humanistic. Eurocentric style of teaching, thing-focused. The African child style of learning, people-focused. The Eurocentric style of teaching, constant. The African child style of learning, evolving. Eurocentric style of teaching, sign-oriented. The African child style of learning, meaning-oriented. The Eurocentric style of teaching, duty. And the African child style of learning is loyalty.